Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Amethystastrotarot. This is Terry. I'm a practicing astrologer and a tarot reader. So for your professional requests for astrological chart interpretations or tarot readings, you can always contact me via the links in my profile. So this video would be about the Pisces season that will be starting tomorrow. As some of you would already know that tomorrow, February the 18th, Sun will start its journey in the sign of Pisces, the mutable water sign Pisces at 10:07 UK time. So I will only very quickly share my screen to show you the calendar of the season. And you can see the calendar here, and we see that there are quite important things going on in the season, which I will explain at the moment. So when the March 20 comes, the Sun will start its journey in the sign of Aries, which would be in a way welcoming the spring equinox and also the new astrological year. So I will stop the sharing and I want to talk about what is it important in this period according to the calendar. As you may have noticed, like Mars, which was retrograde since the December 6, 2024, was stationed direct in the sign of Cancer. That will happen on the 24th of February, and it will only move forward in a way. Like also after a long time back to Leo on April 18, 2025. And the interesting point is that Mars will not be retrograde until January 10, 2027. So maybe it would be a good sign. And also, it can be the case that, from December 6th until this time that it also went back from the Leo to Cancer, we can understand what kind of things or what kind of reflections we have made in the areas of the where the Cancer and Leo are in our natal charts, and what kind of reconsiderations we did about our energy, our fighting spirit, or the kind of barrier that is inside us in terms of these. But I will be talking more in detail when the direct motion will start on around 24th of February, which will be in a week time. Also, Venus will start, the planet of love, harmony, relationships, values, aesthetics, art. When Venus will station retrograde in the sign of Aries on March 2nd, and will only go direct on April 13th in the sign of Pisces. So it will go back from Aries to Pisces as well. So if you ask, do I have any good news about future no Venus retrograde? Yes, in 2027 there will be none. So another yay for the Venus for 2027. And the year's first eclipse, the first eclipse season will be starting, and the first eclipse will occur on March 14, followed by the full moon in Virgo. And the degree already to keep in mind would be the eclipse degree would be 23:58. 23 degrees 58 minutes of the sign of Virgo. It's like also, if you ever pay attention when I talk about the full moons, new moons, and all the eclipses and all these cycles, moon cycles, you would see that I refer to Metonic cycle a lot, which brings us back to 19 years. And it's interesting that on March 14, 2006, exactly 19 years ago from that eclipse that will happen, there was a penumbral lunar eclipse that time. I mean, so I think the only difference between the two periods is that in 2006, because in the eclipse period, the relationship between the sun and the moon and the nodes is very clear. I mean, they are like quite in contact with each other. So in 2006, there was this Aries-Libra on the Nodal Axis, but now it will be Virgo-Pisces. So I think that can be really interesting to look at as well. So, I mean, like, you can always check if in your natal charts, if this eclipse may have an impact, any interaction with your natal charts. And if you need someone to look, I mean, an astrologer like myself and practicing astrologer to look into your charts about this eclipse season and also the following year, about the possibilities, etc., you may always contact me about that. And then, of course, the legendary Mercury retrograde. We cannot forget about it. I won't forget about it ever, ever, ever. The prelude, like the opening, would be on the 1st of March, and the real show, the retrograde, will start on March 15. So for the Mercury retrograde, if you said, "Oh, where is it? It didn't happen for a time," yes, it will be back for us. And as I said, the season will come to an end with the sun moving into the sign of Aries, heralding the spring equinox and the new astrological year. It looks like a busy period with lots of changes. And but before I finish, I looked at the Pisces season, the moment that the season starts, the chart. The interesting thing in this chart is that when we look at the elemental and modality distributions, it sounds like, I mean, it could start quite emotional. I mean, like listening to our heart, going with our heart, I mean, inner voice, and that kind of thing could be quite dominant, which when it is too much, maybe we should sometimes find a way to compensate, or not to compensate, but to um, not to overwhelm with our own emotions and feelings. Maybe we could work on a bit more on our energy and on our communication and thoughts and ideas to support this start of this emotional stage. And also, I mean, like in terms of modality, as I said, it's like uh, there is more dominance of the mutable signs, which also points out that, I mean, like, there could be uh, flexibility more than it is required, and there could be less kind of consistency. So in that sense, again, we may need to find ways to balance, not to get ourselves too much distracted, too much adaptability, and trying to get lead of things, and then try to also keep some of the things as they are, which could be really helpful in that sense. Because in the when we look at the chart, I don't put up the chart because it's like in of course the some most of the things would be the same, but looking at the some angles according to the place that we cast the chart, they would be different. So I'm not putting up the chart, but we see quite a Pisces dominance in the star chart of the season, and in in that sense, I think it's really good to, in a way, I mean, give a bit more weight from the emotional part to the more rational part of our lives, and also, I think, more energy, and especially grounding, and putting our feet really in a steady way on the ground should be very important, and try to compensate it in a way. I mean, making things, I mean, get settled. I mean, give chance for the things to get settled. I think could be really important, as there is no Earth placements in this chart. But I think in the sense of with the all the Pisces and their relationships, etc., when I'm thinking of that, it's a very intuitive, very emotional, very compassionate person. Actually, we would be seeing out of this chart. So, as I always remind, this is the birth chart of a baby. So we have to be mindful about that. But it's like, yeah, that sometimes we think that some of the things are missing, or some of the things are more than the others, but we always have a chance. If we know about them, we always have a chance to find a balance, or to introduce the things that are less in our lives, and to get that kind of harmony as well. I hope that it would be a lovely season for everyone, and hope to see you in other videos. Bye bye.